Fishrot 7 want to be released on bail. The state is, however, opposing the application and instead requested for the trial to be postponed. Lawyers for the accused say the case is being politicized and the accused being used as sacrificial lambs for election gains. The lawyers argue it cannot be a mere coincidence that the accused were arrested last year during the national election period, and now the state is still asking for 2 more month postponement, which again coincides with the November regional council and local authority elections. Lawyers on behalf of the accused, former Minister of Fisheries Bernard Isau, former Minister of Justice Saki Shangala, and 5 others argue that the matter emanates from 2014 and that the state had enough time and all privileges to investigate and gather all evidence but chose not to do so deliberately to cause damage and prejudice to the accused persons. The defense lawyers also took issue with the state's sudden U-turn, informing the court that they need time to conclude investigations, while they during earlier appearances indicated through advocate Idi Marondoze that the investigations were at an advanced stage. The state is, however, adamant that it needs more time to establish the magnitude of the alleged financial crime. Their defense argues that the state cannot waste the court's time while failing to put its own house in order. This, the lawyers argue, amounts to unfair suffering of the 7 whose families are now at the mercies of Good Samaritans, with banks threatening to repossess their assets, while the only breadwinners languish in prison without trial and with fear of contracting the coronavirus, which is said to be rife in the Windhoek Correctional Facility. Denying the accused bail in the national interest, the lawyers contend, should not override the democratic and constitutional principles. The matter must therefore be struck from the court's role to prove that the rule of law does not only exist but is at work in Namibia. Clive Lutubezi for the state, however, in his rebuttal said that reasonability should be balanced against interest of accused with that of the public and the magnitude of the crime. Releasing a suspect on a medical ground should not succeed because the accused failed to prove that their medical needs are not being taken care of while in custody. One of the reasons the state is asking for a delay in finalizing the investigation is that they could not speedily analyze the information received from foreign countries involved, such as Norway and Iceland, as the information was provided in a foreign language and requires time for translation. The 2 and other accused remain confined in the Windhoek Correctional Facility and were represented by Milton Engelbrecht, Florian Bierkes, Trevor Brokenhoff, and Tinashe Chibwana.